Okay, hello everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Just to let you know, this session is being recorded, so if you do not wish to show your face, just switch off your camera. So my name is Annie, and I am the marketing manager at Duhno Marketing. And today with me, there is also Benoit Raoul, CEO and founder of Duhno Marketing, and Boson Yang, Senior Digital Operation Manager at Dékuple China. So Boson, could you please, in a few words, introduce yourself?
Sure, certainly. Hello, everyone. It's Boson here at Dékuple Shanghai. My primary duties for this Dékuple is digital consulting and auditing, plus the project strategy making. Do the execution with my team, and also the workshops and the training for the clients. I'm so happy to be here to share this very interesting topic today.
Thank you, Boson. And you, Benoit, could you please introduce yourself in a few words as well?
Yeah, sure. Hello, Annie. Hello, Boson. Nice to be with you today. I'm Benoit Raoul, so I'm the CEO and founder of Duhno Marketing. At Duhno, we are supporting brands, mainly B2C brands, to communicate online. So we accompany a lot of, I would say, European and foreign brands to grow their Chinese footprint. Digital footprint, and we also have accompanied a bit of Chinese company to grow in China. And recently, joining the group Dékuple, we also have been starting to help Chinese brands to go to Europe. But today, the focus is really to help European company to understand better social media.
Okay, thank you very much, Benoit. So before we dive into the Chinese social media, I think it's important to do a little bit of introduction. So China is a big country, and it shouldn't be seen as one big unified country, but rather as a puzzle composed of 31 provinces, each with its own dialect, culture, and customer behaviors, which also means in terms of marketing activities that each strategy or campaign should be addressed to a specific target audience or a specific part of China. So in today's presentation, we will present you several Chinese platforms in this format. So we will show you the marketing funnel, showing at which stages, So we will show you the marketing funnel, showing each time which stages are covered by each social media platform. You will have the logo, the name, and the highlights in the yellow block. So let's dive in. So the first category we will show you today is the e-commerce platforms. So having a presence on Chinese e-commerce platforms has become a must for both local and foreign brands and companies that want to succeed in Chinese markets. And according to recent statistics, about 80% of internet users in China are shopping online because it is incredibly easy and convenient. So today we will talk about these 4 platforms for B2B and B2C. There are many more, but today we will cover only these 4. So Benoit, could you please explain how e-commerce platforms work in B2C?
Yeah, so actually my point is really to show that the sales touch points online in China are diverse. So this is really important to understand. Here we have Tmall, Pinduoduo, and Jingdong, three different platforms. And it's also important to understand that each of them have developed their own social ecosystem. So today the topic is about social media in China, but we couldn't go around the social media in China without talking about those main platforms, because they have been involved also into social activities. So if we look at Tmall, which is one of the big platforms by Alibaba, they have the Taobao, but we decided to really focus on Tmall for today. Basically, marketing methods that they use is really images, video, product reviews. This is pretty classic. It's usually better to have a high brand awareness on Tmall. You can have lower brand awareness to start with Taobao. Basically, they are really good for quality-driven, basically local sellers. So you have a big focus on the Chinese good quality sellers and international brands that have some sales experience in China, because entering Tmall is not that easy. They have a good filter at the entrance. But what's interesting is down there, you can see just screenshots to show that they have social activities, notably for review of product or directly interacting with other people that have used the product, or here in the case, it's some biscuits, wafer, asking people if the taste is good, if you like it. So there is a social interaction that has been built and developed inside this ecosystem. On Pinduoduo, it's by default a social platforms. Here it's a bit less known because it's really local for local people. The brand awareness that are developed here are pretty low. Sometimes it's just farms, local farms, that are putting together their products so people can buy them online. So they don't really necessarily have a branding. They are selling, I would say, carrots and potatoes, and they don't really need a branding out of it. What is really strong in that Pinduoduo platform is the ability to join group buying. So by default, every single item, you can create a group buying. And if you want to buy, I would say, vegetables or fruits, but for your neighborhood, so let's say you have a couple of families in the same place, you can do a group buying and get a discount from the seller directly in the platform. So it's kind of forces you to become social and align with people around you. So it's really local social activities by Pinduoduo. Jingdong, other type of platform, a bit similar to Tmall, really good for known brands on average, I would say. They serve goodly local and international businesses, but they are targeting mainly high spending consumers. So if you want to target this kind of consumers, it's a good platform for you. The market exposure is really for China. And they also have developed, I would say, some part of social activities related to seeding some information about your products, question and answer, and having kind of trendy topics embedded inside the platform. So allowing people to follow trends there. Okay, changing. So that's what I had to cover here on the B2C side. Really, the idea that multiple platforms are important to consider in your strategy. And then on the other aspect, it's really also important to understand that those platforms have become social.
Okay, thank you, Benoit. So now on the B2B aspect.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. All right. When we zoom into B2B, does e-commerce means buy, my? Not that really to B2B business. First thing I want to say, when we talk about B2B, first we need to consider this brand if they are selling a high ATV. ATV means average transactional value, or low ATV, because those two different business property will bring different purpose when you use 1680. For example, for high ATV products, like if you're selling forwarding logistic, it's impossible for a buyer say, oh, okay, I put you in the shopping cart, then we finish the deal. It's not simple like this. Okay, in that case, this platform is more focused on the evaluation. Okay, when the buyer come in, they want to check out your store, they want to check out your normal services coverage from different city ports. Okay, so the purchase for ATV normally is lower, so I put 10% here. But in the other hand, if it's a low ATV, like the product selling scroll, this is very cheap. Okay, so people will using this platform to check in the price, do the comparison, and if luck, you can get the order directly. All right. So for 168080, the marketing method is more like the brand need to open a store to open the window visibility to the potential searcher. Okay, and also the very important thing for e-commerce marketing is you need a lot of SKU to support your inventory. This is just like the website concept. You need a lot of pages to get pages and the content to get enough information to the buyers. And also for this platform to generate a B2B leads capability, I would say for low ATV, it's quite high. But for high ATV, it really depends on. Okay, I will give you an example below. And also for if you're using this platform for the awareness for branding, I would say a little bit low. The main reason is as we know in B2B world, people still heavily use search engine to find a vendor, to find a manufacturer, right? So Baidu actually doesn't give lots of organic ranking to 168080 because Baidu has its own B2B business channel called Aitaigou. All right, so Baidu won't give you many ranking compared to 10 years ago. All right. Another thing, as I mentioned, if we take a look at a logistic company, the picture below, if I search like forwarding logistic, you can see lots of stores or the brand, they actually list SKU just for $1. Why are they doing this? It's not that that will not be happen. The reason for that is they utilize this channel to open the window. Then people click into the SKUs to see the detail. You can see the middle of the image. They actually put the CTA, call to action. For example, they are mobile phone. For example, maybe they are land phone or other kind of touch points. They want to use the 160/80/80 to give more angle or touch points to the platform own traffic, because for this platform already have lots of high intention buyers. So this is the strategy for B2B business you can think of. Okay.
And Boson, we have a question. Could you please explain what is ATV?
ATV means average transactional value.
Okay, thank you. So now the second category we'll cover today is the video sharing platform. So China's video platform quickly grew in popularity, and in 2022, this market generated a revenue of 100 billion RMB, which represent more or less 15 billion USD. We also have to know that the average Chinese netizen spends 2 hours a day watching short videos. So whether it is a short 30-second video or 1 hour explicative video about a specific topic, videos offer great opportunities for brands to engage with your audience. So now on the B2C aspect, Benoit, could you please explain the video sharing platforms?
Yes, certainly. So as you mentioned, Chinese netizens are spending a lot of time on those video platforms. An idea was that it was mainly the young generation spending a lot of time in there, but actually it's more and more the full population spending time on those video platforms. Here we have today 3 different platforms doing the WeChat channel, part of the WeChat ecosystem, and Bilibili. It's really interesting to see that they don't necessarily are used at the same level in the funnel. So they all do awareness, but please focus on the fact that Douyin is really, really good to go from awareness to purchase. So they have developed a really seamless experience for the people to go from a discovery mode, watching some videos of different introduction of product, to, oh, I like that product, I want to buy it, boom, you can buy it directly. So this seamless experience is really interesting. It's also a social experience because all the Douyin algorithm are made based on what your friends on your ecosystem are watching. So you have like tastes like other people's around you, then you will see more and more of accurate product to you. The WeChat channel is a bit different. So it's part of the WeChat ecosystem that is really complex. We will talk about it a bit later, but has a function, WeChat channel, the function of awareness. So really at the high level of the funnel, you don't need to have super high brand awareness to enter in there, but it's good to develop your brand awareness. So good for, let's say, SEO or positioning of your brand toward people. It also has value because it's also a content you can search and discover. On Bilibili aspects, awareness and evaluation. So they are the two higher part of the funnel. Bilibili was known a couple of years ago to be really dedicated to the younger audience. That younger audience took a couple of years now, so they are actually having large purchasing power. They are the young workers in China, and they are on that platforms, and they have used that platforms a lot to be also educated. So it's good for brand ambassadors that are spending time at educating their audiences toward product, toward way of doing things. You can learn a lot of things on Bilibili. It's really a platform where education is pretty strong as well. So the average format of Bilibili video compared to Douyin and WeChat channel will tend to be longer. So people will spend longer time on Bilibili videos than on WeChat or Douyin videos. So let's give you an idea of three of those platforms where people will spend to consume video content, basically, on a social way.
Okay, thank you, Benoit. And now, Bosun, what are your insights in B2B regarding the video sharing platforms?
Yeah, sure, certainly. First, I want to make a reminder here. WeChat channel, actually, it's not a new app. It's actually a feature inside of WeChat since 2020. Okay, that allow users or the branders to create their short video. This is first thing I want to mention. The second thing you may find the marketing funnel. I put this channel under the retention and advocate, right? If compared to Benoit's, it's more awareness. The reason is, first thing, as we know, Douyin is more, the younger audience, but for WeChat, it's averagely is a more older audience, and into B2B business, the age is very important. When we analysis, different industry personas. Okay, this is perfectly matched if compared those two platforms. And the second thing is, as we know, if you want to do a very success, short video marketing awareness, normally we were targeting very kind of entertaining contents, very hot topic related, contents, and also maybe those are controversial topics. And another topic is how you teach people make money. Only those topics actually get very welcomed on short video, ecosystem. But if we back to our B2B business, sometimes the creativity is not that strong compared to B2C. So in that case, to make an awareness strategy for WeChat channel is not that easy to do compared to Douyin. All right. Then the third thing is that when we doing the short video on WeChat ecosystem, because for B2B business, you can see in China, I would say no company, they are not using WeChat. Okay, if compared to Western countries, it's like every B2B company using website, but in China it's not that same way doing. So now we know B2B business using WeChat, then the WeChat channel is inside of WeChat. This is an opportunity and the efficient way we are going to, to do what? To nurturing our potential audience or TA in this ecosystem. So retention and advocate for WeChat channel targeting is the I would say it's the right way to make. Don't push your marketing team too much. I want to use this awareness. I want this. It's not that easy to do that. This is the first thing. Okay, just for the B2B leads, generation capability for short video, it has similar, function like a Douyin. People can, click the link, buy things. But as we still know, B2B is a longer customer journey. It won't be happen. People see and people download or something. It's not simple like this. Okay, in this case, I would say short video in WeChat ecosystem is not that high on lead gen capability. We need to consider another touch point in WeChat to doing that. And also for branding thing, as I just mentioned before, it's quite difficult for a B2B company to do a creativity to make contents very interesting. And sometimes we say short video, you have to make sure the first 5 seconds you can retain people. Otherwise, people will switch away. Okay, so those kind of, if you can do those things in a very correct way, the short video can make a very good application. Because in WeChat ecosystem, people can very easily to share, to retweet the contents that they are saw. All right. And another thing is, if you very care about the search engine ranking, the WeChat channel doesn't help you a lot, because this is not crawlable by Baidu spiders. I would say if you still want to thinking the ranking, you might thinking the Sogou, the third search engine in China market share, because WeChat ecosystem search technology is using Sogou code technology. So in this case, I also put another example here. Is we saw Musk, a logistic company, global logistic company. What are they utilize short video for the marketing is that they create different scenarios to link the business solutions. When we do the short video, it's not saying, oh, I create a video to intro my products. It's very boring things. People don't want to spend the time to watch those things, because you already have a website, you already have WeChat articles. Why are you doing the same way? So we need to create the pain points that your buyer is facing and link these pain points to your product. The example here is like recently they actually doing in China, it's a cherry season. Lots of people buying cherry from Argentina, from New Zealand. Okay, so in this case, they are pushing their cold chain solution delivery. So this short video actually make a quite good watch times, and also quite many likes button likes clicks over there. So in this case, we can know Musk is trying to connect the current hot topic into their video story. That will better to make the strategy success. So for B2B, as I just mentioned, don't think about only for awareness. You need to engage your current user in your WeChat system. And also, please don't do very hard advertising in the video. It's boring. Nobody will watch. You need to think the hot topic, how to connect it to your products or service.
Okay, thank you very much. I think it's really interesting to see how B2B and B2C are really different in the way of communicating. So, okay, the next category is information and news platform. So in China, we do have the traditional news and media companies, often led by the government, of course, but today we will talk about Toutiao and Baijiahao, which are 2 applications dedicated to information and news for people who want to consume media in a new way. So content creators are often bloggers or journalists or experts in a specific domain, and this platform gives them more control over how their work appears online. And writers can also engage with the audience through interactive features such as polls, live video, chat room, etc. And the particularity of these two apps is that they use artificial intelligence to show users only content that might interest them. Okay, so Benoit, how are these two applications seen in the B2C aspect?
Yeah, so it's really interesting. Those two platforms are used. So we have seen up to now, we have seen how e-commerce platforms become social, and you have to be on platforms. We call that. We have to be inside the e-commerce platforms to exist on their social ecosystem. After that, we have looked at the video platforms, because that's something that is really powerful in China and really I would say fashionable these days, because it's really drive qualitative traffic if you use those short videos quickly. Here now, we are going more into the traditional ways of doing marketing, especially EPR, so creating more long-form articles and entering into a bit more details. Toutiao is from the group ByteDance. It's pretty old platform as of now, really powerful with artificial intelligence, as you mentioned. Really used for awareness and evaluation of products in B2C, still really popular, especially for EPR methodology. Okay, so highly personalized content adapted to individual behavior. So what is really interesting is because the AI is really strong, if your articles are really addressing clear persona, this algorithm is able to show your content to those persona, but it has to be really quite clear. So we always advise our customer to be super careful about their persona and their customer journeys. And here for Toutiao is really important, because this platform is really able to show the right content to your right persona if it's really clear in the writing. Baijiahao is a bit different. And we have to consider that it appeared after, more, I would say, in reaction to Toutiao than anything else from Baidu. They took some time to adjust this platform. And as of today, so Baidu is the main search engine in China. Most population is using it. You mentioned Boss and Sogo a little bit before as the third platform, but Baidu is still used majorly by people. Baidu tends to, I would say, overall take their own platforms in their results first. So that's really a bias of Baidu that many people are complaining about, because they will, Baidu will show up their own platform first. But it's also mean for brands in B2C, if you want to exist, you have to make your content marketing efforts on Baidu ecosystem platforms. And we will talk about other additional Baidu ecosystem platforms after. Baijiahao is actually now more social than before. Before it was more reserved to, I would say, good journalists or copywriters that are able to use that platform for qualitative article. Now it's open to everyone. Everyone can write content. And especially some content might not necessarily be, let's say, with good journalistic sources. So there is some controversial content on this platform as well. So you have to check your content. But as a brand, you have to own the content in Baijiahao to be sure that the content that is pushed out is actually following your brand guidelines, following your message that you want to convey to your user. Because other users might use their time to write about your own products. And you might have some content that you don't necessarily appreciate to see there. So when we look at brand e-reputation on our side, we are really careful to look at all those articles that exist about the brand that are difficult to remove. We don't advise people to remove articles, but just more to bury them by additional content. So recent content will come first, and then we encourage people to write new content to actually hide the other content that is not relevant anymore. So those two platforms are really, really useful to really work your digital footprint in China, create some content there, brings high value for, I would say, SEO and awareness in general for your brands.
Okay, thank you, Benoit.
Mm-hmm.
So we can see here that B2B, we also have Toutiao and Baijiahao. So Bosun, how does that work?
Okay, there are lots of stuff here. let me talk slowly. Okay, first I agree with Bonghua. First, I want to make a point that not many B2B business in China today is using those two AI, content platform to doing their digital marketing. Most of the B2B business, they are still relying like the portal sites in China, right? They're using WeChat and the websites. Okay. First thing is Toutiao and Baijiahao, they all belong to AI, I would say algorithm driven content platform. You may ask, what's the difference between them? Of course, first, the ecosystem is different. Toutiao is more, we say BA, before it's BAT, today is BATT. That is Toutiao. But Baidu is more Baidu, okay? It's for own rankings. But the thing is, Toutiao from the AI technology is works much better than the Baidu Baijiahao. The first thing might be the split date for Toutiao is 2012. Baijiahao was on the market as 2017. It's around gave five years. All right, and also Baidu doing this Baijiahao was because everyone in China know Baidu is just a search engine company. Baidu never, produce own, contents. And in today's day, in China, general search engine is not become the main entries for the Chinese people who is looking for information or buy things. All right. Today, Chinese people all using vertical website to find the thing they want. If you want a video, you go to Douyin to search. If you want to check the price, you go to Taobao. Rarely people is using Baidu to search other things. So this is the story why Baidu having this Baijiahao. Okay. Then I want to talk the Toutiao first. For the Toutiao, I put 20% for awareness, 40% for evaluation, and 40% for purchase. Okay. The reason is I think for Toutiao today is not like people seeking information. For this platform is the platform actually chasing the user based on their unique interests and browsing history. So this is a very good way for B2B business to targeting their specific audience. Because in Toutiao, as you see the diagram, they offer the advertisement three ways. One is the feeds, okay. One is the app opening ads and the search results. So because Toutiao has very, very strong, audience user tagging, it's very good for the companies who's doing those paid ads and focus on certain, persona segmentation. So in this case, we can use this platform with the landing page. If you're doing landing page for phone or telephone, it depends on you. You can actually collecting the leads. So it's very good way. And also for the another way is I put the example here using today's audience Vogel. Okay, Vogel. I saw the Vogel websites, the German sites. They have some articles written in Chinese, but they only put this article as a PDF to watch. So if you change your thinking, you can use this kind of article and publish on Toutiao, and Toutiao will helping you to push this article to who are very close to the business that you are doing. So, and also, if you don't want agency to do it, you can do it just by yourself. Marketing team is free. Toutiao is not saying charge you things to publish. No, you can have an account, publish article, video, image, depends on your needs. So this is very good way, as this is save your time because the platform itself to define the target audience that you want to define. Okay, let's then talk about the Baijiahao. Baijiahao, I still think for the awareness, the main reason is still Baidu gives better ranking for its own products. Okay, so this is very good when people having searching general keywords or long tail keywords or category keywords, 百家号 is very easy to come up, especially on mobile device. Okay. And so this is a very good way to promote your branding as our awareness stage. For the evaluation, why I put here also is because there's many very famous, I would say portal websites, so the information websites who is also having accounts in 百家号. Why they are doing this? First, they think Baidu is they rank their own websites, so they need to some contents inside. And also, this is another opportunity for the B2B business to utilize those famous website or famous accounts, or you can call influence accounts, to advertise our business things. Of course, you cannot do very hard advertising. As I just mentioned, you need a topic, you need an angle, you need a scenario. But using those high, famous your accounts, they already have lots of followers who is watching them. It's very good for you to broke your current, clients pool to another level of the pool. This is very important. And also because these big influence accounts, when they talking about something, actually it's making or building a trust or credibility for your branding. So in this case, evaluation strategy to using influence accounts on 百家号 is a very good way for B2B business. Okay, and also here I have an example to here. First thing you need to remember is the 百家号contents actually come up in the Baidu search app. Baidu search app above is the search. You can search blah blah blah. But under the these green parts actually is the pushing contents which is created by 百家号. All right. And also I put an example for this mask article. They using 百家号. The total reading is around 1,800. If we are doing a calculation, okay, like reads equals impression times CTR, we estimate the CTR is 0.5. Then we can know for this impression for this article is around 360K. Okay, so that means that's your brand awareness people might see in the Baidu app. And also that 1,800 is actually your message richness, okay, for the audience who's open and read it. So in this case, also very helping for your digital team to measure if the performance is good or not. So in this case, I introduce those two to you as a B2B company. We need to change our mind. Don't use the traditional, portal websites to do the PRs. You need to think in those AR platforms.
Okay, thank you very much. So I think we can all say that content are still very important. Okay, so the next category we'll explore is the knowledge and Q&A platform. So today we have Zhihu and Baidu Zidao. So these two platforms are important for brands to increase their credibility through knowledge sharing and showing leadership in their sector. So Benoit, could you please explain to us how these two applications works in B2C, sorry.
B2C, yeah, in B2C. So really, I think it's in the continuity from the previous two platforms. We are talking about content marketing here. Those two platforms are a bit more social in a sense. So the other ones can have contribution from people and engagement from people, but those two platforms are a bit more social by construction. Zhihu is a question and answer kind of platform. So still awareness evaluation, we are still high in the funnel. We're creating the digital footprint of the brand, the existence of the brand, and we know Chinese users are paying attention to that because their customer journey, we don't really own as a brand, we don't own the customer journey anymore. The people are navigating the way they want. So we need to exists where we can meet our persona. And Zhihu and Zhidao are two platforms where we can meet people. On the question and answer question on Zhidao, on Zhihu, sorry, what is really interesting is that you are asking questions, or users are asking questions. And you have your own page. You can have your own company page where you will do your own question and answer, and people will interact with you. But what is really strong for brand is actually to find questions from user and try to answer them. So really show that your brand is active socially with those people and answering clearly to specific demands from users. So this requires a bit of work from the brand to actually be present and look at key questions that your persona will ask. Because if you know the key questions of your persona, you can easily search them regularly on Zhihu and then discover all the people that have asked similar questions and start to answer them as a brand. So creating a lot of content, a lot of footprints, relevant footprints at the right place where people are evaluating your products most of the time. So here really question, answer, and then there are ratings on the answer if they are pertinent or not. Zhidao is a bit of a similar platform in a sense, but it's more article, having question and answer inside, and people will rate those articles if they actually like it. So it's more a knowledge platform where people share their knowledge, and you are able to see if that knowledge is relevant to you. And same, if you have enough keywords in there, it's really a SEO platform. If you have your keywords there, brand keywords or contextual keywords, you can do a lot of seedings of keywords on those platforms to exist. So social engagement, a lot of those two platforms will come out on Baidu research quite a lot. So it's also pretty important to, if you want to continue to exist in that Baidu search ecosystem, we really strongly advise brands to exist in these two platforms somehow to be able to come out in the regular results, especially on their branded keywords. The minimum is to do this work to exist on your own brand. And then if you can do long tails or question and answer, more kind of positioning, not necessarily mentioning directly your brand, this is also a value added more at the awareness level where people try to discover solutions for their problems. Then your brand can pop out and then people can search you with your own brand. So that's the regular customer journey that we observed from those two platforms. So hope it helps, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Benoit. Bosun, what about on the B2B aspect?
Okay, all right. Here is for the Zhidao. I didn't put a Zhihu. The reason is very simple. I want you contact us to know more. Okay, all right. So Zhihu, the Baidu Zhidao, as known as Baidu knows. Okay, in English, it is China's largest Q&A platform since 2005. So it's a very old platform. So there's massive contents on there. Okay. The first thing, if we look at the funnel, the awareness 20% and the evaluation is 80%. The reason for that is, as we know, as a Q&A, compared to Zhihu, actually, Baidu Zhidao is more like a simple question, quickly answer. People on Zhidao is not looking for a very, decent, high knowledge, very strong opinion. No. I just want to ask, what's your website of your brand? Just tell me that. Tell me your telephone, yes or no, those kind of things. All right. So this is more like an evaluation when people having some brands in the mind, but they want to check in what's the next step. All right. Okay. If we back to the marketing method, as I just mentioned, you just need to provide the answers. But the problem here is on Zhidao, you may have lots of wrong answers. Okay, there even those wrong answers, people maybe the questioner maybe put the right answer in the end. Sometimes will mislead the other viewers who's reading the content. And also another problem for Zhidao is because the platform is too old, lots of information is legacy. Okay. 20 years before okay, but today not okay, but still there. All right, Baidu doesn't have, Baidu try to clean up those very old, contents, but as I just mentioned, the AI contents, algorithm for Baidu is not that strong compared to Toutiao. All right, and then the generated B2B leads capability, I would say a little bit low. The main reason is still it's very hard in Baidu 知道 to give you a link to submit a form, or even you can see another contact information. But because today it's very hard for you to answer a question in, for example, my QQ number is, my WeChat ID is, Baidu system will block those kind of answers compared to 10 years ago. Okay, because Baidu knows people want to utilize this platform to get a rank and get the content number and do the advertising for free. This is Baidu doesn't want you to do that. All right. So I would say lead gen is a little bit low. It really depends on how you create good quality answers with very natural way to express. For example, you don't put the numbers. You just mention your brand. As a user, if interesting for one brand, they always can find a way to find you. You never worry about this. So sometimes lots of clients say, oh, I want a CTA here, I want a phone number here on the landing page. You don't need to do. If they don't want to contact you, even you put everywhere, they don't contact you. It's simple like this. Okay. And for the B2B branding, I would say it's low to medium. The main reason is I think user Baidu 知道 is very quick way to building up some small contents. But for this platform, you cannot only create little. You need quite many questions and answers to be inputted, because this platform has massive contents. You need to consider what's your persona's pain points. Then you have a content, topic to ask a question. You need to do those kind of content planning, strategy by your team. Of course, we can do that for you. And also, according to this question list, then you draft the answer with high quality, and you insert your branding image into that. And also for higher successful Baidu to approve your answer, you need to think the image you have. Also, you can insert the video you have to make this content more richness and more helpful to the users. And definitely the visibility for Baidu search is very high. Compared to 知乎, 知道, and maybe Baidu, Wikipedia, those platform Baidu actually gives very high weights. It really depends on the keywords you put in. Sometimes you put a long tail questioning, keywords. 知道 may come up more better. If you put in those more recent, recent related topics or hot topics, 知道 知乎 may come as more higher ranking. It really depends on the situations and the keywords. And here I have another real example using the audience Vogel again. All right. First thing we can when I check this website, I found in China, when people say Vogel in Chinese, I saw two versions. One is Fu Ge, the other one is Fu Niao. Okay, but I checked the Vogel's official website. It seems they are using the first one. Fu Ge is a translation to publish the PR. My question is, but today, if you want to do those content marketing, you need to understand your Chinese audience. What are they describe you? Rather than say, oh, this is my right way to say. But when you do the promotion, people passing the message sometimes getting changed. This is something you need to do the the analysis. And also we can find when we search the Chinese name on Baidu, we can see some fake websites. They try to pretending there is a vulgar China official website because seems vulgar doesn't have an official Chinese website yet. Okay, so this is sometimes you will face it when you do the digital B2B marketing in China. So in this case, what we need to utilize 知道 is we can post a question to like what's the real Chinese name for vulgar, right? Then your marketing team put the right message, which is maybe the first Chinese word into there, and make sure these keywords can be searchable on Baidu. This is another strategy when you want to correcting the wrong information, you want to deliver the easy message using the 知道. It's quite good for B2B business. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Boson. That was very interesting. So, and finally, we have the last category. I know it's already a lot of information. So not a specific category in particular, but we put these three platforms, so Weibo, Xiaohongshu, or Red, and WeChat, because we consider them as power apps, because they have many qualities. So I will let Benoit explain a bit more on the B2C aspect.
Yes, so those three platforms are maybe the most known as well because they are pretty popular, pretty used here in China. We couldn't make this webinar without mentioning them, but we also decided to bring different type of information to you because many information are available on those three platforms online already. So pretty easy to find some content about them. Weibo is sometimes compared to Twitter internationally. I say sometimes because I don't really like to make those direct kind of image because then people say, Weibo can do only Twitter things. No, it's not true. Weibo is way more complex than this. They can do a lot of things. They also have store inside. They have a lot of different capacities. But if you want to picture a little bit in the terms of sense, what Weibo can do is a bit like a Twitter, even though now you can do long article on Weibo. Mainly used today at awareness level and purchase level because they have their own, I would say, shop inside, but also because you can drive traffic to stores thanks to Weibo. So you can really socially engage your audience toward this kind of activities. I mean, I don't want to enter too much in the details of Weibo platform. Happy to discuss with you about it more in details if you want to understand better how it works and how we can support you in that sense. Red, also known as Xiaohongshu in Chinese, really important platform these days for B2C, especially for, I would say, fashion, cosmetics, so more, I would say more ladies growing in terms of male as well for those two aspects. This platform is really community based. So the advertising is mainly managed through KOL and KOC. So when you are a brand, you can actually work with KOL and KOC directly from the platforms in order to develop your brand. And it's a bit long before you are allowed to do directly advertising on the platforms because you need to exist. You need to build the awareness of your brand on the platforms. Red is pretty complete, awareness, evaluation, purchase, and even advocate at the end of the funnel. Red is really powerful for all of that. It's also used a lot, I will say, for way of life in a sense. So quality of life, way of life. People will talk about restaurants, experience. This is really a social experience sharing platform. So really interesting in all that matter. When we talk about WeChat, so WeChat is really the historical power app in China. Just below you can see like from one application we can do 20, 30 or maybe 40 different apps that would be on your phone in the US. So here really the ideas of WeChat as a social platform. WeChat content are way longer normally in format, and requires a bit more design usually for B2C to exist. People have a lot of brands that they follow on WeChat, and they have been more and more demanding on the quality of the content there to actually engage with the content. Myself, I have a WeChat, of course, being living in China. I followed a lot of brands, but I will usually read only the content that is super qualitative from brands that I know will always come up with qualitative content. And I like, I would say, also the regularity. So the brands that makes me really read their content are the brand that I know like they publish 2 times a month, and usually beginning of the month and middle of the month. And then I will be careful to actually read their content because I appreciate what they have inside their content. It's not just pure advertising for their product, but they are more eager to talk about social trends, things that are happening around them. So I really like their content. So I will engage into that content. So I would say the 3 of them are super important platforms. Once again, the way we will use them, it's really based on the customer journey. So if you have a certain persona that actually is not on Red, because this is not the platform that they will go for, we will advise the brand to actually develop eventually content on Weibo or on WeChat. Similar for other way arounds where many people say, oh, I want a WeChat, but we are always asking them, why do you want a WeChat? Because everyone has a WeChat. Yes, it's true, everyone has a WeChat, but WeChat is also expensive. So developing 20 content a month on WeChat, is that super useful? So we always challenge those prerequisites to say, okay, maybe 2, 3, 4 content on WeChat per month might be enough for you to actually do what you expect to do. And then we can make more content, maybe on Weibo or on Red, because those are more social, more active platforms where you need to publish more regularly, but you can publish smaller content or more visual content that you may have in your library. So this is more, it is faster, content is consumed faster, and people rarely come back to those contents on Weibo and Red. Content in WeChat can also be reused thanks to the menu ecosystem in WeChat, where in your official account, you can have menu pointing people to certain articles that you want to keep for the long term. So really different usage, but 3 really important platforms for the Chinese market, and happy to discuss with you here today about the specificities for your specific brand, because we cannot address everything at once here.
Okay, thank you, Benoit. And on the B2B aspect, we only have WeChat. Wilson?
Yeah, sure, certainly. As Benoit just mentioned, I totally agree. WeChat for B2B is the always on channel, and you can do campaigns, and also you can do the retainer for both. All right. So in the funnel, you can see I put all the stage for WeChat. Then for the WeChat marketing method in B2B world, is one thing is content marketing. Okay, of course, based on your persona behavior. It's not saying I use WeChat just to send the things that my boss tell me to do. This is not gonna work for your digital team. The second thing is the data marketing, especially in China, we call it social CRM, to empower your WeChat people-based marketing. All right. Then for the B2B lead capability, I would say it's in the middle. It really depends on what stage you are at and what kind of data thinking level and execution level you are having. Of course, very important, how many followers in your account already. Then for the creating B2B branding, I think today in China, again, WeChat is the central of the digital marketing. I would say it's shifting from the website to this hub, the social hub for WeChat. And also, when you want to do a branding campaigns, you can use WeChat. When you want to do a leading, you can also use WeChat's functions. Okay. If you see the example here, at awareness, normally we can utilize WeChat account, article or posts that we targeting on your industry catchy news. Because at this stage, people or user may not aware of your brand, but they are in this industry. They want to know those trendy things. There are other, companies, what's happening over there. So in this case, no, you can target on those catchy news to episodes, those high general volume of the audience. At the evaluation stage, right, you can use the gate contents. For example, in B2B business, white papers, right, brochures, those kind of very, I would say, useful. You can use it as part of your work or job. Then we can ask those kind of information from you. And in those kind of data contents, people using that to compare the service from different companies. So at the evaluation stage, the content marketing, we should focus on data contents. It's not just the pure, the video or pure the articles. At the purchase stage, normally in which the ecosystem for B2B business, we are creating webinars. Because when you open the WeChat video channel, you can have a live stream function over there to running your webinars. And we know in B2B business, webinars is very powerful or very high quality control ways to getting the people into your group. And also you can asking them to add your WeChat in a WeChat group. We are nurturing them by follow-on. Okay. And the retention, we can use the short video, as I just mentioned, or the live stream to create those engagement. Okay. Let those users to know more about your company's activities. This will helping our followers quality in our user pools. Sometimes, as Benoit mentioned, I may follow your accounts, but seems I never read your contents. This is because if you only sending articles in WeChat, this is very old way to doing that. People today still want to see those, moving things. It's not static contents. So WeChat ecosystem, short video, live stream can helping you that. At advocate stage, obviously, if you want to ask other people to promote for you, the short video is very good way. The only challenge for you is how do you do your short video in a very creative way? As I just mentioned before, first 5 seconds, what's the scenario? What kind of shooting ways you are having? Short video doesn't require you have a very professional, equipment, make the thing like a big movies. Doesn't need. You need to personal interests in your industry, and what kind of script wording can push them to engage with you. If you're having more comments, having more small red hearts or likes, the system, AI system, will push you to other kind of people that not yet following you. Okay. The other things at the right is the social CRM. I won't talk about this one very much in here, but this is very important. Like if you're doing a website marketing, Google Analytics or Adobe is very important for you to empower your data, right? In WeChat, the same thing. These two actually empower your users to we try to understand their behavior in your WeChat ecosystem and scoring them. And in the end, we want to publish the thing based on their interests, not the thing I send you, you don't like, then you unsubscribe me. This is nothing we'll do. Okay, so for the WeChat, it's a always on campaign. It's a middle long-term strategy for your digital, but this is very important, the core one in your digital marketing. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Boson. So now we are arriving more, at the conclusion part. So Boson, I will ask you again. What is your conclusion?
Okay. This conclusion, I would say, a little bit hard to explain, but I will make it short. I already explained those channels touch points that we think are very important to your B2B business. But another thing, as we know, B2B is not just advertise. And also another processing management between your marketing team and the sales team, right? Okay. So in this, I would say, before the marketing team is like only responsible for MQL, right? And they heavily rely on sales team to convert customers, okay? And also the project team is influencing the customer loyalty. The marketing team normally don't, take too much job from that area, all right? But today we find if marketing team only do the MQL is not that enough. We have too many cases find digital team can bring the leads, but the sales cannot convert to a sales opportunity. This is the issues that are happening in the processing of the leads. Okay, so for today, I think that the flow is a little bit changed, especially from the MQL to SQL before. Today, before the SQL, we want to make sure we build the trust between the buyers. And this trust building is not just salesperson to build. Marketing team and the sales need to collaborate together. Marketing team using the tools, using the understanding of the persona, using the assets you create, and use those kind of things to support your sales team when they communicating, when they having those activity with them. So in this case, the evolving things is happening in the red cycle I put. That means the marketing team need to co-work with the sales team on building customer trust. No trust is very hard to convert MQL to SQL or opportunity in China. And also, we need to generate high quality SQL as close as that opportunity. Today, I would say it's very hard to separate what's the difference between the SQL and the opportunity from my real, projects. Okay. So in this case, when we go into SQL, we all need to consider we need to convert, not just say the telephone telling you our customer have budget, the customer is within our service or scope. That's not enough as I explained to SQL. We want to know what kind of proposing way that will touching your buyers, what kind of pain points at this proposing time we can give them 200%, confidence. We need to think of those. When I talk about the thinking, it's not just say you speak. We need to use the tools to understand your persona. We need to understand the way they want to help in their own jobs. Okay, so I would say today's leading flow is not just the leading. It's more kind of region, revenue generation projects for B2B business. Okay, this is something I want to quickly mention. Maybe in the next webinar, we can deep diving into those kind of things. And here, next slide, please. Here, I want to do an advertise for my company. Okay, so then you will ask, what Dékuple China doing? If you interested us, in a short speaking, we're doing three kind of things. The first thing is we are doing a consulting with a recommendation report because we are a French, company. French people, very important mindset. We need to think very clear, then start our execution. Sometimes quite different from Chinese cultural ways doing things, but I think it's a very good way. Okay, so in this stage, we helping you to align your business from the high level person, senior person, and then the execution, for example, marketing team. If the priority of your business this year is aligned to your marketing team, sometimes they don't know. They never aligned. This is a problem. Okay. And also we need to make sure your persona is very clear. Client might tell me, oh yes, we already have persona, ideal customer profile, ICP. But my question is, do you apply those insights into your digital marketing activities? The answer is always no. Okay, the persona only happening in a PPT, but never on the hands or in the reality. This is a problem. Persona is very important to direct, instruct us our way of doing. And also other workshops between the marketing team and the sales team, we try to tidy up your processing between the two teams. This is the first service we're providing. The second one we call it proof of concept, which is POC. That means based on the auditing we having on the first stage, we need to test all the things we recommend if it works for you from leading perspective. We were having like a 3 months POC period to test maybe by doing SEM, maybe webinar, maybe WeChat, contents. If it's working, then we will give you a conclusion, say, for your this business at this stage, for this different persona, this way is working, this way is not working, this way is nearly working. Then your team will have very clear thinking, say, oh, what kind of next stage I need to do my digital marketing. It's not like a blending eyes to doing the thing that you are getting. This is not the right way. The third service we're providing is the more retainer marketing activities based on our POC. We have experience, we have the figures, then we want to put in more money, more energy on that. Can be awareness campaigns, can be legions on different digital marketing in China. Okay, this is the main 3 service scope we are providing to you.
Okay, thank you, Boson. So now on the B2C aspect.
Yeah, I will be quickly to be a bit mindful of the time of people. We are a bit long today. Here, we wanted to summarize the customer journey. So we really believe that understanding your persona and your customer journey are key to successful marketing. The last piece is really your tone of voice, because tone of voice can be adapted based on those 2 aspects, based on the persona and based on the customer journey. We may need to adjust this. So on this is really for you to understand the different steps of the customer journey. So on our side, after that, when we look at the parts that we were having earlier with the full customer journey, so how are we organizing our services on our side? It's a bit similar than what Boson mentioned. We have a consulting part at the beginning, understanding your persona with a clear persona profiler, understanding the persona in different regions in China. We mentioned at the beginning of these sessions that China is vast, is diverse. So understanding your persona is really key. Then understanding your digital footprint. Where are you present? What is the gap between your current status and what you expect is also really important. And then we build a plan. We build what we call a digital activation plan. It's something we will follow together for the 6 months to come or the year to come. What are the key activities we believe we need to achieve to be on track to your, I would say, midterm goal? So we need to make some activities. We need to build up some contents. We need to build some activities and campaigns. So we build up that plan together. So we are all aligned about what are the expectations to come. Then we can do two types of activities, campaigns and retainer activities. So in terms of campaign, we will do classic SEM campaigns, KOL, KOC campaigns, or social media campaigns. So really here depends on your needs based on your persona, what you want to achieve. We have different type of campaigns that we can offer to you. And please come to us if you have ideas in mind for all of this. And in terms of retainer, we have built something really specific that we call editorial meetings that we really do regularly with our clients, usually once a month, when people have a larger team around one account. So in B2C, we usually don't have only one single agency. You may have multiple agencies working on the account. So we need to all get together, understand all the activities that are going on different aspects from all the different campaigns, the e-commerce, the different activities. We need to understand all of this to be able to produce the content for the coming months, or even have a kind of a forecast on the coming 3 months. So everyone is aligned about what they need to achieve. So those editorial meetings, we are familiar to lead them, orchestrate them, and get them to the next level. Then we can do content marketing. We talk a lot today about different platforms that requires content marketing activities. We are here to help you on those. So it's regular content that we will post to feed the different platforms on a regular basis. And then we have the classic social media retainers, where we will create content on some of your social media. As we mentioned, WeChat is kind of an always-on kind of platform, so you need to post, not necessarily a lot. We don't advise to post a lot on WeChat, but more regularly and qualitative content, so we can work on that, but as well as the other social media that has been mentioned today, so being active on different social touch points for your brand, like Douyin or Red or Weibo, for example. So that's the services we are covering on our side.
Okay, thank you very much, Benoit. So this is the end of the session. Thank you again, Benoit and Boson. I think we don't have time anymore. So yeah, thank you, you two. You have been very passionate today. But if you have any question, don't hesitate to send us an email, and I will send all of you the replay. And yeah, we can catch up later in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.